sessions. Okay, and all the sessions will be technical, completely technical sessions. So these will be taken by Ankur Soikia of Assam Downtown University. And first session will be at 10:30 a.m. And the topic of the session is an Indian-based MOOC, an overview. And the second session will be at 2 p.m. And the topic of the session is Introduction to Open Source Digital Learning Tools. And the third session will be at 4:30 p.m. And the topic will be Google-based technology for education, evaluation, and assessment. So all these three sessions will be completely technical. So participants are requested to prepare for this. And I now request Professor Sanjay Singh sir to start his session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Dibjyoti Burman. Let me share the slide first. Okay, so good morning to all of you, all the participants coming from different parts of country for attending this FDP program. So this is the continuation of my last class. So in the last class, just you may be remembering that I have discussed about the e-learning, then e-content, then we have also discussed the nature of e-content and features of e-content, then forms of e-content, then e-content development, and then we have concluded the program, and now we are going to discuss the phases of e-content. So when you have talked about the features of forms of e-content, then we have already mentioned about text, what should be text, what from a text should be there. Then we have shown you or discussed about the pictures and photographs as well. Then sound, video, animation, simulation, presentation, all these things we have discussed in the previous session. So as you know that what are the importance of this e-content, and this is very much important in today's context, and it is the need of the hour. Everyone is talking about that what should be the criteria, what should be the phase, and how we are going to proceed in the coming days if this crisis is not going to be solved very soon. So government is taking initiative that till September something may happen, and accordingly the all activities are being postponed, or some restructures are going on throughout the country for different activities, like basically the academic activities at the college levels, university levels, and school level as well. But whatever it is, we have already entered into a phase where we cannot go back at present. What I feel, this is my feelings, that and in the last class I have told you that government, the minister has already announced, the HRD Minister of Government of India has already announced that from next academic session 20 to 25% of the syllabus should be covered under this mode. So this is the high time, and this is a type of rehearsal for all of us that you are attending the FDP program. So you are we are discussing about the e-content, and as I have seen that tomorrow we are having the activities, the program 3 sessions are related to basically this, that what are the Indian e-contents and what are the other content areas. So these things has become need of the hour, as I told you in the beginning itself. So what I have seen that almost all areas, all universities in the country, they have started this type of activities, and basically the Gujarat University, you have seen that HRD Center, they are organizing series of such type of programs related to this type of activities which are going on throughout the country, and many person has already attended such type of activities. And at the college level and university level also, this type of activities are being conducted and organized. So we should not be untouched. So that is why this type of things are continued in the state of Assam as well. And as we have seen that e-learning is the most important areas through which only the solution is that earlier we are in chalk, pencil, or blackboard mode, or green board or whiteboard mode. Then we have switched over to the smart board like of things. Many colleges are and universities are imparting taking the classes on the smart application of a smart board, etc. So these are all the additional features which are talking about, and certainly those colleges or institutions where the smart board technologies are being used, so they will be more advanced in such type of activities when this the online activity or online classes will start. We expect that from next season. And as I have heard that this new education policy. Under this education policy, the UGCs, there will be no UGC and there will be no RUSA, and everything will come under one umbrella. So they are just waiting. They have not yet made announcement that, but they are waiting for the pandemic to be over, and when the right situation will come, then decision will be taken. So in that situation, now government is looking at very sincerely. You can say that when the classes are being online classes are being performed at even school levels and college level, university level, then there may not be any use of a number of educational institutions to be increased. So only time will say what is going to be our fate. But what I feel, what I fear, that in the coming days there will not be good days or good sign for the academic fraternity, that a number of posts may be decreased or number of institutions may be shut down, like that type of things may come, because when everything will be done in the content mode, this electronic mode. See, when in the face-to-face meet, so in a class, in the FTP program or whatever, maximum 40, 50 participants are taking part. But here there is no limitation. I have seen in Gujarat University that about thousands of participants are also taking part in the FTP program and short-term courses like that of things. So when there is no limitations, etc., of the number of candidates, then why there will be a need of infrastructure in the form of buildings and other things. So certainly that type of things are going under the scrutiny in coming days, and I have some fear psychosis that that type of thing may happen. So whatever the situation may be, as we are dealing with the content, we should confined with the content. So in the, as it is the continuation of the last class, so let us talk something related to the phases of e-content development. So we have seen up to the forms, etc. We have discussed. We have talked about e-content development. Now I am going to just give you highlight some of the important features related to phases of the e-content. So first of all, we will highlight on the analysis phase. Then we'll go for design phase. Then we will go for implementation. Then evaluation. Then development, and then at the end we'll go for testing phase. So these are the 6 phases, we can say that, where this e-content developments are running, or it is surrounded by such type of phases. So one by one, let us give some highlight. So in analysis phase, in analysis phase, we have to give importance to the, yes.
Actually, your screen is not shared, sir.
Oh, it is not shared. Oh, sorry, yes. sorry. That should tell in the beginning itself.
No, I am thinking that you are giving the introduction. So
okay, but it is visible from my side anyway. Sorry. Let me share first. I have not asked you also whether it is visible or not. Every day I used to ask, but today I have not asked you whether it is visible or not. Anyway, let me go from the beginning again. Where it is, yeah. Let me share. It was not shared. Sorry for that. So maybe some technical problem. Maybe now it is coming.
Yes, sir.
Now it is coming. No, okay. Let me give me full. Yes, it is coming.
Yes,
so
sir.
Sorry for that. And you see, yeah, this is the particular page from where I have started. This was the last class, this group classroom, etc., features, etc. So from here I am starting it. I'm very sorry for that, because of, I think, technical problem. It was not shared. So the phases, when you talk about the phases of this e-content development, so we are having the 6 phases, and out of these 6 phases, we are giving emphasis on the analysis phase, then design phase, then implementation phase, then evaluation phase, then content phase, and at the end it is testing phase. So one by one we will go for this. So this is the first phase of this implementation. Sorry, this is the first phase of analysis phase. So where we are giving importance on contextual analysis in collecting data. So we are giving importance on the context, etc., where the content developed is for the individual or group of formal or informal. So it is whether for the group information or for formal or informal, that we will take the decision on that, and it is basically related to self-learning. So whatever the e-content we are developing, we have to keep in the mind that what will be the target group and for whom we are creating the content. And basically, whatever the group may be, you have to give importance that we are creating in such a way that without taking any expert's help, the learner or the student should be knowing about the text what you are discussing. So in that case, the content you are designing should not keeping in the mind of the level of the participants. So if the level of participant, if you are creating for the school, then the level will be different. When you are creating for the colleges, then level will be different. Then when you are creating for the universities, then level will be different. So we have to keep in the mind, the content developer should always keep in the mind that what will be its target group. If you start talking on hi-fi things and technological and technical terms, etc., then the target group may not be satisfied. So you have to finalize the target group in the beginning itself, that who are going to use your content and for which category of user we are going to use the content. That is why we used to say contextual analysis is collecting data related to the context of learning, such as learning environment, whether the key content developed is for individual, group, formal, informal, facilitated, or self-learning. That is to be defined in the beginning itself when you are planning for that. Otherwise, it will be of meaningless for everybody. And suppose you are using for schools, but you are developing and using the hi-fi terminology, etc. So in that case, the school students may not be benefited. So for example, we have seen that EPG Pathshala, if you go to the EPG Pathshala, already developed contents are there. So those there will find that content for undergraduate students, content for postgraduate student. Why they have differentiated it? Because of that only, that keeping the content in the mind, they have this group is for, these texts are for undergraduate student, these texts are for PG student, postgraduate student. If they will not differentiate, then its importance will be less and its usage will be less and the purpose will be lost. That is why these things are taken considered in the beginning itself. When it should be learner next point important is here is that learner analysis is collecting data related to learner academic level and attributes such as skills, motivation, visual literacy, language competency, learning styles, etc. This is nothing but preparing the learner profile. So that, as I told you, this thing already I have answered whatever I have been talking just for the last 2 or 3 minutes. So we are keeping in the mind of learner profile, then only we are preparing the content, etc. And it is really going to be useful, and it is being useful. Now see, this e-learning through the SWAYAM or through the EPG Pathshala, etc., or NPTEL, it is not the old one. It is just for the last few years it is coming. But if you take the example of e-Gyan course of Indira Gandhi, e-Gyan course portal of Indira Gandhi National Open University, so for the very long time, it is almost more than 15-20 years, you can say that they have started their providing this type of activities. And this NCERT documents are also in full form. All the full text of the NCERT documents are nowadays available, but this is also the recent initiative. Earlier in the beginning, I can cite in Indian context example of the Indira Gandhi National Open University, that they have developed their self-learning material, which are very, very useful. And you go to the Indira Gandhi, go to the portal of e-Gyan course, and then download the document, and then you analyze it, then you see it in what form those are done, for certificate level, for diploma level, for degree level, or PG level. So download any of this. The only thing is that you have to go to the specific schools, and under the school you go to the specific subjects, and under that subject, as per your requirement, you download it. Then you try to see it, try to compare it, what is the standard, what is the quality, etc. So based on the learner centric, they have collected the information. So they have given importance to the basically the academic learners just for skills, motivation, literacy, language, etc. So they have given importance to such type of techniques. Then that is the reason why they are successful in such type of activities, and everybody is now fond of using this online materials or self-learning material produced by or made by the designed by the Indira Gandhi National Open University. And it is anybody can do it. It is a now open platform, you can say that. So in the continuation of this, task analysis is starting the purpose of developing e-content. So deciding whether that is developed for educating, training, creating awareness is that. So task, it should be there. Purpose should be there. Without purpose, without task, you should not go a single step forward. So in the beginning, that's why I have told you that in the beginning, you plan in such a way that the target group should be made clear and for whom you are preparing, and based on the label, etc., you have to design the course that way. So content analysis, nothing, but it is preparing a content outline. Good content comprehension is required before designing and developing content. It includes verifying the content with respect to cognitive appropriateness, factual accuracy, completeness. It also includes classifying the content into facts, concept, principles, and processes. I've already talked this thing in different ways in while my presentation, and every body should try it. After this session will be over, after this FTP program will be over, and many of you know it. I know that many of you know it. Many of you are using it also for your different purpose. But you can also try to develop your own. And I will just, in due course of time, I will just give you some brief idea also what to do and what not to do related to that. Next part is about design phase here. Design is important for any work. Design should be design are the layout of the activities you are going to perform, and based on the design only whether it is useful or not. It does not mean that beautiful design you have given but texts are missing, or texts are not arranged in proper order, or texts are not in logical order. So in that case the purpose is again lost. So you have to keep everything in the systematic way, in the phase wise, or in the what we can say logical way, you can say that. So let us see what is design. Concerned with the defining the learning objective, structure, content logically, as I have told. I have used the word logical order, etc. Specifying the instructional and evaluation strategies, and preparing for visual and technical design. So at present we are doing both audio and visual. So in audio also your sound, voice, narration should be in such a way that just listening your voice one can be attracted. Still I remember, still everybody, you may be also remembering that many years back when this Binaga Geekmala was there. So the announcer was the Amit Sahini or something like that. I don't remember the actual name, Amit Sahini or something like that. Still his voice, if you listen it, you can identify that who is that person. So that type of voice should be there. So from distant place you can know that, oh, this person is speaking, and it's sounds so good and so beautiful, you can say that people are attracted towards his voice. So that type of voice, if you are giving in the form of a narration, you are giving in the form of a documentary, this using that voice or speech, that type of voice of person who is creating if it is the audio and visual mode. So video should be also perfect and the voice should be also perfect. But if it is textual form, then there is no problem any. Only the content should be designed in such a way that it should be logically arranged, and it should be read by anybody with simple language, etc. Don't try to use better English, good English, but it does not mean that you are experiment your English to common people. Yes, you are a good teacher of English, you are a good knowledge of English, but you try it in your subject. In English language you try it, English language teaching you try it, but for other language you should try as simple as you can, so that ABC XYZ everybody can understand. This is one of the problem with us. We have seen many people, they try to focus on the English and word, vocabulary. They used to put vocabulary in such a way that the common people are getting very difficult to understand. So when you are designing the content in the textual form, or when you are doing audio-visual method, etc., there also the language and should be spoken in soft skills should be there, soft spoken language should be there, and you should try to avoid the complicated terminology. You should try to avoid the complicated word for which you have to take the help of the dictionaries, or you have to take the help of other devices. That is one of the important factor, but many of us are lagging behind that. We always try to show our intelligence in such type of activities. So intelligence is okay, no doubt intelligence matters, but everywhere our intelligence will not work, especially when you are preparing self-learning material or electronic document for school level or college level, etc. At PG level you can go and show your competence, that's good, but that too also in your own language. If you're showing your competence, that's good. For other subjects it does not look nice, because if anybody has to take the help of the dictionary, etc. So learning objectives are to be defined in clear, realistic, and measurable terms. So what are the objectives you are going to apply? What are for what purpose you are going to make the this design, for which level of course? I'm repeating this thing several times. So and the learning objectives are the statement that describe what the learner will be able to do at the end of the course, etc. As I told you last class also, I have told you last session that in the good quality learning material or this type of material, you will find that self exercises are given or some vocabularies are given. If in the self-learning material, just I was using the term that you should use the vocabulary in such a way that everybody can understand. But there are certain cases that there is no way out, and when you are using that word or the some vocabulary where we need some clarification, definition, etc., then in that case, at the end of the chapter, you must give the vocabulary used and you give self exercise, etc., that there should be question and answer should be from the write-up itself, not exactly line by line, but the theme will be from the write-up itself, so that the learner can write this answer, etc. And last class, I have also told you that FAQ, frequently asked question, like that type of thing, should be also made provided. Nowadays, this is important feature. You presume that this type of question may come, and at the time of design phase only, you give the provision of FAQ, that is frequently asked question, and that will solve the purpose to many extent, you can say that. And beyond that, if there is any question, then they can take the help of any expert or other people. So learning objectives should specify the performance and communicate their purpose, etc., should be clearly defined in the beginning itself at the design phase. So further continuation of this design phase, here prepare detailed content outline in which content thoroughly analyzed and logically organized. I have already discussed this point. Content is to be structured logically, following simple to complex, known to unknown, concrete to abstract, general to specific, as I have told. I'm using the term that it should be structured in such a way that it should be simple one, and if you want to go to the complex one, then you go in page wise, and so that the learner will understand that this is the simplest part and this is the top level part. So he can make a difference. The learner can make a differentiate himself or herself, and then only you will be doing justice with such type of things. That is why it is said here: simple to complex, known to unknown, concrete to abstract, general to specific. And wherever you find that something student learner may not be able to understand, immediately put it into the glossary or immediately put it into the vocabulary wherever it fits. And in some cases, we have seen that too much of abbreviations are also used. So you should define the abbreviation also. You should give the proper utilization, a proper point of the abbreviation also, because it is very important. Because nowadays, the people are in practice of writing the abbreviation, and this SMS message has taught the people to make new abbreviation, etc. Sometimes we are unable to understand what the people want to say through this abbreviation, and those who are internationally accepted abbreviation, that everybody can understand properly. But those who are self-made abbreviation and at the point of time made abbreviation, that type of abbreviation should be avoided when you are using the internationally accepted or everybody accepted abbreviation, common abbreviation. That's good. Otherwise, unknown abbreviation which are self-made, and if you see if the importance are there of that abbreviation and several times you are using that terminology, so in that case that type of abbreviation may be given. Otherwise, such type of abbreviation should be avoided. That is why this particular point is very important here, that content is to be structured logically, following simple to complex, known to unknown, concrete to abstract, general to a specific term, etc. Now, when you talk about the next point, which is instructional strategies are to be stated clearly. I have already discussed this thing. Depending on the learning style and nature of the content, we have to decide the appropriate instructional strategy, appropriate media mix, that is combination of audio, video, graphics, animation, simulation, etc. to be decided. So that is to be decided when, suppose basically for the science, for the humanities and social sciences, there are not much problem. But when you're talking about the science subjects or where the practicals are required, and now see at present we are facing, the teachers are facing in conducting classes or for practicals. Basically, you are conducting classes online for theoretical subjects, but for practical subjects, what are the solutions? For up to last few weeks, there was a demand from every corner, everywhere, that what we'll do. There is no scope for practical, but now, as you have seen, that simulation process can be done, or through the virtual lab, this practical can be arranged. And the Assam College Library Association, they are organizing a series of programs, more than 57, 58 programs they have already conducted. In most of the program, they are showing the examples and showing the video, etc., how the practicals can be done, etc. Today also I shall try to show you, if time will permit, I shall show you one or two examples for that, how on the online mode practicals, especially in the science subject, is possible. So it is you who use the trial and error method, And if you are having the knowledge, sound knowledge of computer, etc., then you can develop your own strategy and planning, etc., and you can develop your own design for computer, this practical under this virtual lab mode, etc. So that depends on the time, etc. So these are some of the important points when you are using the audio and video graphics, etc. And basically at the practical levels, those will be very much useful for everybody. So learners evaluation strategies such as practice, computer mark, tutor mark assessment, pre-test, post-test, remedial tests are to be specified, etc. Nowadays, these things are again very much important, and it has become common also because of the Google Classroom or Google Form, or there are some other other softwares are there through which you can design the MCQ, online MCQ, and design through the Google page, different types of things. You can take the test, give the assignments, etc. You can evaluate the assignment. That type of progress is going on throughout the world, not only in the state of Assam or India, throughout the world. And every time we are coming up with some new technology and new devices. And certainly in the coming days, we will have some more features related to how to conduct the examination with full security. Today in the morning, you might have gone through the newspaper, Assam Tribune. They have mentioned that yesterday the Gauhati University homepage was the website was hacked, and a statement is given from the Gauhati University that only the homepage was hacked. Nothing happens to the examination system or students database, etc. So see, if a person is trying to hack the homepage is the most opening a starting page. So that person will certainly try to hack the other areas, other confidential areas also. So you cannot ignore the knowledge of the hacker. Hackers are more smarter than the developers or than the designer. So hacker cannot be ABC, XYZ people. Hackers must be having the good knowledge of computing, good knowledge of programming. Then only that person is cracking or can crack any of the software throughout the world. So that is a threat in this technological world. So, but we are talking about the study materials, so we are talking about the content development, etc. For us, there is no problem. But if you think that my writing will be patent one, my writing will be the only writing which will be very useful for all, and you don't want to make it public, in that case, the hacker can create problem for all of you. But at present, we are talking for general people, we are talking for mass people. But whatever the situation is, that we have to be secured, we have to maintain the safety, etc. So this learner evaluation strategies, practice, computer mark, etc. is nowadays possible, and in the coming days, this advancement will be furthermore. And as on today, we are talking that how can we conduct the examination in the electronic mode or digital mode. There are certain devices has come. The Delhi University, in one of the universities, I have forgotten the name at present. What is the name of it? It is not coming to my mind. It will come. I will tell you. That university has already, yes, NIPER in Patna. They have successfully completed that online examination for all semester, and in the first part of the June itself. And like that, they are saying that it is possible and it can be done in all Indian universities also. But that has to be verified in the beginning itself. As I told you, the hackers are more smarter, more learner, knowing more than the developer itself. So we have to check its pros and cons. Then only we can think of that. But as many of you are attending it, some of you may be the computer science graduate, some of you may be the computer background knowledge. So you can try such type of activities, whether foolproof this type of questions and answers can be possible or not. At present, this is in the trial and error method. That is also a great challenge for all of us to develop how to develop and design how to conduct the examination on the online platform. So there are various agencies, but for that you have to go to the center, like in near airport, we are having one center, a GCOM tower or something like that. So people are going hundreds and thousands and hundreds for attending the examination, etc. But this is not the situation. If people can go there and attend, then people can appear the examination in the pen and paper mode also. But today, that is not the time. We have to depend upon the online mode from your house, from your home. So in that case, this type of technology must be developed. Then only we will be doing justice for our students as well as our learner. We have to decide about the formative and summative assessment before developing the content for the selected course. Review of proposed learning objectives should be made clear, and make sure that the content assessment test and exercises match the objectives stated. So in the beginning, at the time of designing the courses, etc., whatever the objective you have framed, whatever exam for whom you are doing, what is the level of the student that should be fulfilled, then only you will be successful. So provide the information and knowledge required to meet the learning objective, etc. So you have to tackle from all angle, etc. So next important phase is the implementation phase. So you have already designed it. Now it is the implementation phase. So in the implementation phase, materials are distributed to the learners. That's for testing purpose, etc. How it is working, or even forget about testing, you can start implementing it. But before that, that must be tested. That is there any loopholes or is there any negativity, etc. in the beginning itself. So in the implementation phase, materials are distributed to the learners. A comprehensive implementation strategy document is developed for that, and this document should cover the course curriculum, learning outcomes, method of delivery in terms of hardware and software requirements, and testing procedures, etc. Now, see, I just before starting of this lecture, I was trying to find out something so that I can show you give you the live demo, etc. So when I was successful in that, but what happened? That picture was not coming. It is still not coming. Then message is coming that your system is not supporting that document, so you are unable to do it. So if my system is not supporting, that means my system is lagging behind. My system has to be updated. So then only or my system has to be given added some additional software, etc. Then only that type of things can be visible, or that type of things can be evaluated or seen. So that is why hardware and software requirements testings are very important. So you can give in the advance, in the beginning itself, that what will be the requirement of the hardware, what will be the requirement of the software to run your program, to access your write-ups, access your design page, or whatever you have designed for the students or for any learner, etc. And you have to mention so that before using it, the learner can check whether that device, that circumstances or that criteria are fulfilled by his system which he or she is using. Is not. If it is not fulfilling, then he will try to upload this, or he will try to manage that software and hardware. Then only that particular documents can be used or utilized by the students or by the learner. So if it is missing that is why that type of information should be also provided for the better. Or if you are using the common thing which can be open in any platform, then there is no problem. Which can be open in any format, then there will be no problem. As study we have talked about while talking about the pictures, photographs, sound, videos, animation, we have talked about different formats. So if the thing you are designing in a specific one so that it can support all formats, etc., then only it is possible. Otherwise, it is not possible. So whatever documents, etc., you are doing it, clearing, making it, learning outcomes, so that should be tested and that should be made available to the student in general. So ensure that the website is functional if the material is on the web. Yes, in certain cases we used to find that websites are not functional, or there is something problem in the links, or website is under construction, or renovation work is going on. That type of things are also we are getting it. And one common thing we are facing is error 404. Sometimes, or most of the time, you'll find error 404. Now, what is the meaning of this error 404? That is one of the common features when we're talking about error 404. That is that you have shown something and we're clicking it, it shows error 404. It's many cases it is seen that you have taken the source, you have not taken the web address from the secondary source of information, and that secondary source of information is no more in the website. So you are getting the step of activities, or you have given fixes that you have given fixes website address, etc., which never exists, etc., or you have given just you have started with your one title, attractive title you have given, and then rest of the portion is not correct, or it is a mixture of some other things. So that type of things are only misleading. So this type of practice are also done by many of the person knowingly or unknowingly. Basically, you have seen that unknowingly the person are doing such type of mistakes, etc. So these are some of the important features which should be taken care in the phase-wise or in the coming days. So the evaluation phase consists of two parts, that is formative and summative evaluation. Formative evaluation is present in each stage of the process, and the summative evaluation determines the adequacy of the distributed material in achieving the course objective. So these two are very, very important. Formative evaluation in each stage of the process, you have to check it, and summative evaluation, which determines the adequacy of the distributed material in achieving the course objectives. So whatever you have written in the course, that has to be maintained, that has to be checked, that has to be verified. Then only the course objective will be achieved in the coming days. So material is to be revised at all stages based on the feedback received. So whatever you have designed today, so there should be provision of upgradation and upgrading and editing facility must be there. Whenever you get any feedback from any learned society, any learned people, you have to go and verify and check it whether that feedback is really important. If you feel it is really important, that immediately it should be revised, immediately it should be added. Otherwise, you will be lagging behind, or your information, your content will be old and outdated. Nowadays, there is no problem. In earlier cases, when the books were in printed mode, so when the next edition will come, then we will revise it, then we will get it available for the public. Today, at any point of time, you can revise it. Every day you can change it. Every day you can revise it to make your content, make your write-up up to date. That is one of the most important aspect of this online resources or online e-content, whatever you call it. Now let us go to the developmental stage. In the developmental stage, you will find that it is related to the creation of a storyboard. Now, what is this storyboard? A storyboard is nothing but scripting the entire course content, etc. When we are just making the video, etc. In that case, we need such type of activities in better way. So the storyboard is taken from film production. In a movie, it indicates that visual representation of the various scenes, etc. So we have to do script by script, page by page, part by part. Then only we are going to be successful. That's why the third point here is mentioned in the content development. The storyboard describes a step-by-step script of the final outcome of the e-content. So step by step in the film, you have seen scene 6, take 1, scene 6, take 2, take 3, like that. So here also that type of thing, and you are making the video content, etc. So you have to go from that point of view. That's why we call it here the storyboard. So it gives you the information of the step-by-step script or final outcome, what is the outcome, what is the result, etc. So storyboard is created to provide blueprint of the course with each and every detail along with the content notes. So if you see the storyboard, step by step, page by page, what is being discussed or what you are going to discuss, all are mentioned in detailed way. So the storyboard is created based on the objectives and instructional strategies. So as I told you in the beginning itself, at the design phase only, you have to make the strategies, you have to use the technique, etc. So how you are going to do it, and based on that only go on experimenting and doing the other activities, go on recording such type of things. Then only at the end it will be complete, and there will be clear-cut information, and there will be real outcome of that particular project or object, whatever you call it. Here the developer creates and assembles the content assets and learning objects, and at the end, programming and integration of all media elements into a cohesive multimedia package are part of this development. So when you are completing with all technological devices, because when you are making video of this, so there is audio, picturization should be good also, and narration should be also good. In the beginning, I have told you that voice matters, narration matters. So voice, or the person who is giving the documentary, who is narrating this thing, their voice should be in such a way, modulated sound should be in such a way that everybody, it will attract everybody. What is the content, we'll go later on, we'll think later on, but the voice is attracting the people and the picture video is attracting the people. So this two is done. So 50% of you are successful in the job, and other 50% depends on what content you have given. That is a good sign for all of us. Then material development, etc. When we talk about the material development, then this phase takes the material produced in the writing and planning phase and turn into the product. So material development is basically related to whatever you have chosen in the beginning itself, in the writing and planning phase, etc. And then what is the output of this? It can be either done during or immediately after the content planning and writing phase. But in either case, close license should occur between the writers and the developers. If these are different people throughout these stages, we have to take care. We are the question mark if these are different people throughout the stages, etc. So we have to take care that it can either be done during or immediately after the content planning and writing phase. But in either case, close license should occur between the writers and this. There should be agreement, whatever it is there. So it should be done in such a way that later on it should not fall in trouble, etc. And your work should be in successful way. And at the end, we are having testing and final checking only. So it is an important phase, and all efforts are of little value if the product is not accessible and usable. So whatever effort you have done, testing and final checking, etc. And actually this thing should be done at the before the implementation stage basically, but it depends. Sometimes it is testing is done at the end just before using, etc. Sometimes it's done in the beginning when all jobs are over and before it is made available for the public. So this is a vice versa like things of things, but mostly I have seen that testing is done in the beginning itself when the job is work complete, etc. So it is an important phase. All efforts are of little value if the product is of not accessible and usable. So if you are clicking this web address, it is not coming, it is giving you some errors, it is not functioning, no sound is coming, no video is coming, no text is coming, then it is meaningless. So testing of anything should be done in the beginning itself. Consideration of usability factors actually begins in the planning phase, but it should be formally tested during the prototyping, then following full production, etc. So this testing and final checking should be done, and if any error is coming, that should be rectified immediately. So that is why the importance of testing and considering the usability factors cannot be overstressed. So we have to think in different ways. So these steps require knowing what standards should be aimed for technical compliance, usability of the product being developed, and then establishing means of by which to measure or test the standard usability objective, etc. Considering when we measure, how the information from this will feedback. So basically, we have to depend upon the feedback, etc. And you have to go on updating your requirement, etc. So now let us highlight something related to the feedback, evaluation, and redevelopment. So evaluation is a positive steps that can be provided, that can provide the feedback on the effectiveness of the product. This will enable the fine tuning of the product that you can edit at any point of time. It also provides valuable feedback to the production team on ways features developers can be improved. So these are all very important things which are very important for all of us. So when we are doing all such type of activities, what is the outcome? Outcome is the form of a book. We call it ebook, we call it e-document, we call it e-resources, we call it open educational resources, like that type of things. So whatever the content you have developed, that contents are coming in front of us in the different forms. So one of the common form is ebooks. Now, what are the ebooks? All of you know it very well, but even though, let me define it. It is the digital version of a typical hard copy book. So textbooks that is converted into digital form. Nowadays, it is not converted. It is prepared in the digital form. Earlier, the old classic books were converted into this digital form. Then we call it the hard copy is converted, typical hard copy is converted to digital form. At present, all electronic versions are born digital. So when there's a question of born digital is coming, that means everything is the electronic form and digital form. So Oxford English Dictionary has defined it like this: an electronic version of a printed book which can be read on a personal computer or handheld device designed especially for this purpose. Now here you are getting the term handheld device. Handheld device are nothing but the e-book reader. Especially you can say that you are using your tablet, you are using your tablet, you are using your smartphone also in the form of a handheld device, but actual handheld device is the e-book reader, which is basically meant for e-reading purpose, etc. So most are available online today. For example, the e-book devices like Kindle, Apple Macintosh, and many are there. I will show some of the photographs at the end of the session. So those handheld devices are very, very important for all of us. So these are electronic devices. These are the electronic resources. You can say that one of the important one is Project Gutenberg. So Project Gutenberg, if you see Project Gutenberg, so here you will find lots of books on different subjects, etc., where which it offers ebooks which can be downloaded in the PC, that is your computer, Kindle, Android, your smartphone, etc., and we can use it at every now and then. So choose between the EPUB and Kindle HTML and simple text formats are there, and that should be available in your form system. If you are using mobile phone or if you are using this ebook reader, that type of things should be available. Then only you can read it properly. Otherwise, you have to make available such device. I will show you example of this thing. It carries high quality books. Very good, important books are available in the Gutenberg, and all books are said. It is said. It is so I cannot claim. It is said that all books are published by genuine publishers. Nowadays, you cannot believe or cannot rely that all books. There are some fake publishing houses also. So if that fake publishing house documents are inserted, so we cannot claim at present. But it is said that all ebooks are published by the genuine publishers. and no fee for registration. Now let us see whether if I click from here, what is the result? If the speed is good, I will get the output quickly. So it is coming. Yes, it is opening, and you see the live demo of this Project Gutenberg. So this is the homepage of the Project Gutenberg, and see how information is there: book search, book catalog. While these are the pictures of this, and you can see Project Gutenberg is a library of over 60,000 free ebooks are there, and which can be used free EPUB, as I have already told you, Kindle ebook, downloading them in real sense. So let us see that these are the free find books, Project Gutenberg library. This basic search, advanced search are there, and these are different informations. Let us see whether you can download or not. Let us go to the book search, or you search from here any document. Suppose if I type English, if I type English, whether the English books are coming or not. Let us see what type of information are there. So see, lots of books are there on English, and you can download the books. You can search by authors like that. Suppose this book, Adventure of Sherlock Holmes. If I want to click it, see what comes quickly, and see this is the cover page book of the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And now see the Adventure of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle, and see download this book. You can download this book and read this book online, HTML, EPUB. I have already told about where you will get it. EPUB, no image, Kindle with image, Kindle, no image, plain text, more files. Now, what about device you are using it? It depends upon that. If you are using the ebook reader, Kindle, you can click here, Kindle, it will be downloaded in that side. Now, let us see HTML only. HTML, because yes, HTML it is coming. There is an illustrated. It is okay. HTML. This is the book. See, and the Adventure of Sherlock Holmes. These are the contents, and this is the information about in detail. So like this, you can go and search any subject of your choice. You write your subject in the search box, and you can read this book now. See here beautifully. And if you are having the electronic reader, e-reader device, etc., then you can go to that device and you can download it. And Kindle is a library. You can say that if you are having the Kindle or any ebook reader devices, etc., then that will be a treasure for you, because capacity of those ebook readers, ebook devices are in lakhs, thousands and lakhs like that. Suppose it depends upon the size of your devices you have purchased. It is available in the market from around 4,000 onwards to more than lakhs of reviews. But for common people, common use, if you're purchasing by around 10,000 or in around 10 to 15,000 rupees, your job is, your purpose will be fulfilled, and you will be able to access more than 50,000 of books in one device. And those who are voracious reader, those who are always fond of reading documents, etc., so they can use it properly, because if you are in the journey, you can carry 1 or 2 books or 3 books maximum with you. But if you are having this ebook reader device with you, this Kindle or any of this device with you, Kindle is cheaper. That's why I'm using the word Kindle, because Apple Macintosh is very costly. So you are using this device, 50,000 or 1 lakh document will be with you at any point of time. You can use this document, and that requires small place, very small place in your pocket, in your purse, on your bag, etc. That is why these are the beauty of such type of activities, which you have to take care in the beginning itself. Now let me go back to this. Is just one example I have shown you, and like this you can search many things in the Kindle, etc. So now let us go back to our main page. Yes, this is the main page. So this is, I have already shown you Project Gutenberg. So these are all the advantages of Project Gutenberg. You can go and search any of the sites. These are all e-documents. These are all e-content which are prepared by people like you and me, and it is now usable by everybody in the throughout the country. So these are some open initiatives where you will get the information. As I have told you, that this is the IGNOU portal. You can go to the eGyan course directly from here, or you can go to the IGNOU and you can able to access this. This is the website of the IGNOU eGyan course, and see here the ESLM. E means electronic self-learning material, and they are having the printed self-learning materials. In common, we call it self-learning material. Printed is the study material given to each and every registered student of the IGNOU of respective classes, and e-learning self-learning materials on choice-based credit system courses are here, and communities in the ebook. This is live recording videos. You can see it. Then self-learning material, IGNOU SWAYAM course content. What are the course content? SWAYAM, you can check it. Through YouTube, you can check it. Suppose if I want from this, let me check any one of these self-learning material. Let me go from IGNOU self-learning material. Let me go from here, And you can see just one example I will cite and go back quickly. It depends upon the, yes, see, like this you will get the information, School of Humanities, School of Social Sciences, School of Science, School of Education, like this. If I click any of these, suppose if I click School of Social Science, I am getting the issue date contribute. Yes, I am disciplines. What are the disciplines? It will come disciplines. Yes, it will come quickly. Some problem is there, I think. Some problem is there. Let me go to another area quickly. We don't have time to spend our time. So, School of Social Science, School of Science. Let us go to School of Science then. And issue date, home page, labels. Yeah, labels. See the labels. Your bachelor degree, postgraduate diploma, master degree program. If I click master degree program, then we are getting the communities. Yes, master degree, full content download, MSc Mathematics with application of computer science. You see this, like this, it is coming. Then first semester, second semester. Let me click first semester. Then core course. So we are getting, see, line by line, linear algebra. Then Jordan conical form. And then you see unit wise it is coming. If I click this, then we are getting the unit and unit 3. Then we'll get the full text, etc. Download letter. So that means my system is having some problem. So you can download from here and you can get access to the information, etc. So this is one area. And now this is EPG Pathshala, NPTEL online, Swayam Prabha. Let us see EPG Pathshala if it is opening or not. These are all live demo. You can do it yourself, and you are doing, I think, also. So this is the student corner. Let us click to student corner. Now see how much subjects are there. Adult education 190, architecture, biotechnology 261, biochemistry 260, Chinese 26, criminology, education. Let us click education. What it comes? Let us see. Select subject, ancient Indian philosophy. Then you will select the module. An overview of visual at the time management. Let us see time management. It will come. Yes, see time management. Objective of the course, see, it is self-learning material, e-content, we can say that directly. It is of 17 pages. Time management, reading material docs, and objectives are given. Then definition is given. Then see definition is given. Then the entire text is there. Okay, entire text is there. Sometimes you will find some detailed information about who has presented it, who has written this. That information is also available. So these are the example of such type of activities we are taking care. And says one botany, suppose one botany, you take, let us example from botany, and you see plant cell biology. Then under cell biology, you can check any cell wall and you will find the documents on cell wall. See, this is the page coming, EPG Pathshala, input template, content writer. Then you see the design, etc. Then you subject botany, cell biology, get the details information. Then development team who have developed this, these are the persons. And then content, what are the contents, etc. Then it starts. So like that, you will get the full text of that content. Somebody has developed, that is why you are able to get it. So you can also develop for yourself. Okay. So next is like NPTEL. NPTEL is for technical terms, engineering, basically engineering colleges. See, there's a homepage of NPTEL, and see these are the members, NPTEL featured, NPTEL initiatives. So you can go and check under this NPTEL also. You will get lots of information. And then we are having Swayam. Let us see MOOCs first. See this MOOCs, because your development is related to e-content development is related to basically MOOCs. Basically related to MOOCs. So under MOOCs, you see list of courses are there, PG courses. These are all mentioned here. These are PG courses. Then how many PG courses? 132 PG courses are there. Then UG courses, how many? 232 UG courses are there. So it will come 232. Yes, these are the UG courses. See, this is a huge list of UG courses. If you want to check it, you can check here again. I got HRM, Indian Financial Market Advanced Microbiology documentary. Any of this, let us go. Modern algebra, it's common thing. Let us see. Human rights may be understood by everybody. Human rights, there are 42 documents on human rights. So see here, select the module, and these are the module in human rights during Indian struggle. Again, this thing, my system is some problem. It is not directly downloading it. I can download it, but open. Let me see what is coming. Self-learning. Yes, this has come. The historical evolution of sorry, it's gone. Something has happened. Just wait. Some problem with my system. It is not updated because of that. This type of problem I'm getting. This is video, I think. Error occurred. Please try again. Playback. Okay. This is problem is there. So this is the way. This is the method. Let me choose some other subject. Corporate law. Oh, sorry. Research method. Let me choose research methodology. It will be helpful for everybody. Research methodology. So basic of research. Download. Open. Yeah, EPG Pathshala. EPG Pathshala law. See, subject law. What is the research methodology? Basic of research. We are getting who are the person who has developed this, and then we are getting the information. See. So these are the pages. These are the pages of this. Like this, you can go and search information as per your requirement, as per your choice. So these are all e-content developed by somebody. So almost all subjects are there. Many subjects are there. You can use according to your requirement, according to your choice. So let us go back. Now let us see on SWAM what is given on SWAM. SWAM is a portal now. The government of India is giving, Minister of HRD is giving importance to SWAM, and it is going to be mandatory for each and every institution, basically the colleges and the university, that there should be some courses on SWAM, and there should be a provision of credit transfer of the SWAM subjects the students are choosing for open course or value-added course, like that type of thing. So, but the thing is that even any course you are taking under the SWAM, and you are gaining the certificates, etc. But whether the certificate will be useful or not, that is one of the important area. And that important area in that regard will be related to the, this concerned universities giving importance or not, the concerned universities giving value or not. That type of things are very important related to the SWAM. And when we talk about the SWAM, almost all the colleges now, as per the UGC guidelines, there is one coordinator given by, not given by, it is asked by the UGC that there should be a coordinator in each college, just like the IQSC coordinator there in each college. So there should be a coordinator for SWAM in each and every college. And what are the activities of SWAM? You have to know it, and you have to design the courses. You have to motivate the teachers to design the courses. In the, there are 4 quadrant of this. If you go to the SWAM portal, that it is not opening. If you open, then I can show you. So you can go and check it. What are the quadrant, and how it is, how it can be useful, and you will get money for that also if you are developing the SWAM courses and under 4 quadrant, etc. So you will be getting, if you are completing the 4 quadrant, so you can get up to 13.5 lakh of rupees also under the SWAM platform. And this is very, very useful as well. And just few days back, we have conducted one workshop, or not workshop, this webinar basically related to giving information the MOOCs about. So there, the authority of this from the Implement Center, it was showing the different activities, etc., related to the SWAM. and what is its benefit, what is its usability. So a request is made to all the academic institutions. So I think there is some problem, it is not opening. So our server may be slow. So if you are designing and developing a SWAM course, then you can do it. Let me try then. It is not coming. No. Hanged then. Restart. Wait for the program. Program is not responding. Something happened. Anyway, you just. I don't want to waste about time. So it is not coming. So I have told you the system. The other which I have opened as eGyan course, EPG Parsala. I have opened the MOOCs, etc. So you can, if this is open, you can go to the home page, etc. And you can, or let me try. Let me apply this. Then only wait for the program. No, restart the program. Let me restart the program. Otherwise, it is simply wastage of the time. Again, resources. Let me. Yeah. Some problem is there. So we are dependent on the technology. That is the problem we are facing. Yeah, this thing, as I have told you, I am not going to click again this or this again. This may happen. So I have told you eGyan course how you have seen that ready-made self-learning materials are there. Self-learning materials are there. I have shown you BPG Patsala. I have shown you this MOOCs, etc. I don't want to open this NPTEL. I have shown you. I don't want to open again this. This may again block, or I may let at the end I will again try it. Let us see the other areas, etc. So mindset before taking the decision. This is the mindset when you are going to develop. There are, if you go to the, that's why I was trying to show you from that SWAM platform, that what are the criteria, etc. Then I have come back to this slide. So I've already told you that each teacher, all teachers can develop the SWAM content of your respective subjects. Only thing is that there should be, whatever you are doing, that should be approved by your college first. In your college, then it should be sent to the SWAM headquarters. From there, the team will verify it, check it, and if it is okay, then it can be uploaded, and then you will get money. So at the beginning level, so what is the eligibility criteria? Let me show you here with this slide. So the eligibility criteria, that minimum a teacher should have minimum of 5 years of PG teaching experience. Okay, so here, as it is mentioning in the website of that particular SWAM, etc., that minimum 5 years of PG teaching experience is required to develop a course. So in those colleges where the PG are there, you can develop it. Or what you can do, if you're even your undergraduate colleges are there, PGs are not there. So you can do one thing, you can associate yourself, any of the university teachers or any of the college teachers, college where PG is there, and main person will do, and then you can give assistance to that person, develop the work for your own purpose, and that will fulfill your need and achievement, etc. So first foremost criteria is the eligibility is 5 years of a PG teaching experience is required. Then you have to select the course. You can select the core course, elective course. Your target audience should be, I have at the time of deliberation, etc. I have during the page, etc. I have already told you about target audience, etc. So course selection should be there, core or elective, for which purpose you are going to design. Then target audience should be there. What is the requirement? What is the demand? You have to mention it. Then demand in masses, course, syllabus coverage, etc. should be clarified in the beginning itself. And it is basically the self capability should be there. When you talk about the self capability, then creation of team. So team, as I told you, that you can associate if your college is having no PG courses, etc. So if you are interested to create content, etc., then you can associate yourself with those person who are where the PG classes are there. Maybe any teacher, no problem, but it should be related to your subject, or it can be the multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary subject can be also there, no problem with that. So creation of team should be there, and that team should have the like-minded people and self-motivated people. Otherwise, if my like-minded people is not there, in that case, you will be deviated from more work, and there will be time-consuming, and time is very costly. As I told you that in this online platform, data is very costly now. Though that Geo Reliance company has made the data very cheap and it is available to now each and everyone. But you forget that few years back, before the Geo brought revolution, it was very costly. We were paying 1,000 rupees to and for 1 month data, only 2 GB or 2.5 GB data we are getting by paying 1,000 rupees for 1 month. Now, by paying 500, 600 rupees, you are getting 1.5 GB, 2 GB, or even more than data daily, not for month, even daily, and for almost 3 months. So data has become so cheaper. So that is, even though you should not waste our data for unnecessary achievement or unnecessary work, etc. So we have to give importance to all those things. That is why the team should be created in such a way that the like-minded people will be there and they will be working in the right direction in whichever they go. So adequate multimedia enrichment facility should be there. Commitment, delivery of content should be there. Commitment towards the working work, etc. should be there. And branding, marketing of own courses is possible. You can do. That's why it is coming under the self capability, where branding and marketing nowadays it is a day of branding, day of marketing. If your product is not known in the society, then nobody is going to use or buy your product. That is why you see during this lockdown period, many publishing houses, the renowned publishing house of the world, they are giving the trial access for 30 days, 25 days, 15 days, then 30 days free of cost to the all university libraries of the country. Only they are requesting that this is the trial version, you can use it. And then if you want to purchase, you can purchase it. If you do not want to purchase, no need to purchase it, but you use it. What does that mean? That means that they are marketing their products so that looking at the services provided and looking at the quality of the material, anybody can purchase it later on. So if they are distributing to hundreds of them, even 10 of them are purchasing, their purpose is fulfilled. But if they are not marketing, and basically this during this lockdown period, nobody is going to know about the subject, nobody is going to know about the area, so nobody is going to purchase that thing. That is why the branding and marketing, brand name is obvious matters, and marketing is very essential. So branding and marketing both are important for this type of activities. When you are performing, you should be known in the society in detail, then only it is possible. Then approach, your approach should be constant from the university, and then SWAYAM national coordinator. So what you have to do, you have to take the consent from the university. Suppose if I take the example of any university of the country, and you are working in the university as a teacher, or you want to develop it, and you are having a 5 years of experience, teaching experience, then you can just discuss this thing in your department. In the department, in all department, there is a departmental advisory committee. So in the DSA, you decide it, check it, and then if the DSA gives clear green signal, etc., then you start and make a video of 2 to 3 minutes, and as per the guidelines of the SWAYAM. So you can go to the SWAYAM platform and see the other criteria and other guidelines, and whatever guidelines are given there, based on the guidelines, you prepare a video of 2 to 3 minutes, and you send. Suppose you start working on that, you send it to the academic society of your university. We are having academic councils. It has to be approved by the concerned faculty of science, faculty of arts, like that type of things. Then it has to be approved by the academic council. Then the academic council, if approves it, then it should be sent to the SWAYAM developers, and then send same platform to the implement center, to the UGC, and there again team is there. The team will verify it, and if they find that your content is fine, okay, all right, then that will be allowed, or you will be given green signal. Then you start working, and again you have to prove, justify your work, etc. If they find the full text, etc., is complete, whether it may be audio, video, whatever, or textual, whatever it is. So they will verify it, check it, and if it is found to be authentic and good quality, then it will be accepted and it will be uploaded in the platform, SWAYAM platform, and you will get the money also for it as per the specific terms and conditions laid down by using the terms and signing the MOU, etc. So this is the system, this is the way, and SWAYAM national coordinator takes care. But at the first phase is at your university level, in your departmental level, then university level, then SWAYAM national coordinator level, and then it comes, then it will come to the public forum only. So there are again certain things which have to take care. Assignments, you can say that certain assignments will be there which you can take care, and for that you have to prepare yourself. You will prepare yourself in what manner. So these are some of the points which will be really helpful to all of you for preparing yourself for this type of activities. Now, number one is at classroom, and number two at learning environment under this electronic mode or digital mode, whatever we call it. So at classroom, lecture on a topic you are giving in the class. Then at the learning environment, you have to write thing in this way, write this lectures note in MS Word or any other word processing softwares, and you just try to, or you are giving into the class in the digital mode, electronic mode. That is the first stage of preparation, etc. And later on, you can convert in any of the format, that is separate thing. But you have to prepare yourself in this way. This is the first stage, that lecture on a topic you are doing in the class. You are going and start delivering the lecture to the in front of the student. Here in the electronic mode, you write these lectures notes in MS Word or any of the format, word process format, or any of the format you can say, standard format, and you will find that those will be useful. You will get the response, you will get the feedback in which direction you are going. Then in the classroom, what you are doing, explain lecture through the PPT. Some of the teachers are taking classes in the PPT mode, or you are using the smart board in some of the universities, some of the colleges, etc. also. So explain the above mentioned through the through the lecture in PPT. That is, you describe note section of PPT. If content writer is not available to give his her voice, etc. So you might have seen when you are preparing PPT, at the bottom of the PPT you will find one space is there, and many person is to write the note there, describes what is discussed in the PPT. That is one additional feature, but very few person are doing this, practicing such type of activities. If you are doing, that means the PPT is having some pictures, some videos, some points, etc. And the description of those points and pictures are given in that space, note area, etc. And that gives the additional advantage to the PPT. Suppose your PPT, I am at present delivering lectures, you are listening it, and certain points are mentioned in the PPT. Just I am going through that points, or I am, without taking one or two words, I am describing from my own side, and instead along with the points, I am again describing from my own side. So that description is not available. Only the PPT will be available in the later on mode when I will have this PPT, or we have already given the PPT to you. But if you want, if you not noted down the point part, I have spoken on respective areas which is not mentioned in the PPT, then what will happen? So that type of note, if it is shown, presented, described in the bottom of that note area, so that PPT along with the picture and slide will have that note also. So that type of practice also should do it, so that basically when you are preparing the class lecture note, or you are preparing the content design, etc., that means that will be helpful if you are not also presenting it, but what you intend to present, that is reflected in the note area of that PPT. That is why this particular section is mentioned here, that description script to be given in note section of PPT if content writer is not given to his or voice, etc. So you can add this additional feature, what you want to describe or what you have described in the form of writing, then this will be always in the recorded form and everybody able to use it. Then examine, number 3 is examine student, which section, etc. So prepare questions in PPT, word file, objective types, true and false, statement wise, etc. with right answers. So nowadays you can do it in the Google form, and you might be doing some assignments also, because I have heard that some activities are being given to you every day. So some of the activities certainly maybe from the Google form, like that type of things, or through the Google form you are getting that activities. So like you have to prepare some questions, you have to prepare multiple choice questions, you have to give some true and false question, you have to give some statement wise question, and then you can test your examine your student in the classes. You are just conducting the examining or quiz, etc. In the this deliberation mode or in traditional format, etc. But in the online mode, this is the only solution. Again, for this, I would like to mention here that Assam College Library Association, in their platform, they have organized 2 successful programs on how to prepare questions, how to prepare questions with a different terminology, technology, etc., how to write questions, how to conduct examination, etc. So if you get an opportunity, I think they have given in the YouTube channel of ICT Cell, so you can go there. I can see how they have defined and discussed about the preparation of questions and by using different software platform available in the internet, and those are really helpful for all teachers. What I feel that those are really helpful for all teachers if you go through it seriously, and it is described beautifully in the local language, in the vernacular language, so that everybody can understand. So both one of the expert is talking in English, other expert is talking in Assamese language. So those are really very useful for the teaching community, those who think or those who plan to conduct examinations, just terminal exam, not the terminal examination or final examination. For final examination, more such type of preparation is required, but for conducting quiz, conducting terminal tests, etc., this type of that PPT, that YouTube channel will be very, very helpful to all of you. That is ICT sale of Assam College Library Association. That will be really useful for all of you. And here you have to motivate. Number 4 point is motivate, guide students to learn more different sources. So motivation is very important. In traditional format in the classroom, we are motivating or guiding the student to learn more different sources through your deliberations, through your lectures. Here in the electronic form or digital form, the e-content or digital content will give them the ideas, etc. For that, you have to tell that identify sources for further readings, that is books, articles, web resources, etc., and provide the glossary. And the main duty of the teaching community is to provide the this link, etc., or the resources, open education resources, digital resources, online platforms, whatever you call it, that links should be provided. Then only you will find that your students are motivated. But don't forget one thing, every platform I should talk on this, that is the ethics, that is the plagiarisms, that is the fair use of the electronic documents. Because since earlier the fair use was there, unfair use was there, but it was not detectable in the traditional format. But today, the fair and unfair can be easily detectable. So you tell your student that there are n number of e-resources, n number of electronic documents, digital documents available, and you go through each and every document, download it, read it, prepare notes for it, but never claim that writing is yours. You can use compiled by, you can use prepared by, you can use presented by, but don't claim that it's my production, it is my writing. If you are doing so, and if you are publishing in the form of a research paper, you are publishing in the form of a journal article, if you are publishing in the form of a magazine art paper, write-ups, you are presenting in the form of edited books or writing books, etc. So those will all lead towards the severe violation of digital right or copyright, or you can call it intellectual property right. So tell this thing also to your student, that you can reuse any resources which are coming to your use, which are developed by, contents are designed by different experts in the field, and it is used by all the publication, all the academic fraternity. But don't claim. If you are claiming, cannot write as it is. You change you go through it, understand it, write in your own language, and don't forget to give the references. If you are not giving the references, then it is the violation and it is injustice to the author. You are not giving respect, you are giving disrespect to the author from whom we have taken the context, etc. So in the digital format, in the electronic format, these type of things are very much common. So we call it that internet has made easy for everyone to plagiarize. This statement is true or false. If you can say true, you can say false. But if I say again, internet has made very difficult for everyone to plagiarize. Again, this statement is also true. This statement is also false. So both the statements are contradictory in each other. And this is not my words. This is the words of Mr. Manoj Kumar K, who is the scientist E from InfluentNet Center, while presenting about the PDS or plagiarism detection tools. There he mentioned that internet has made it easier to plagiarize, made it easier for everyone to plagiarize. Then he asked the question whether it is true or false. So many of them told it's true, many of them told it's false. The next statement he immediately given, that internet has made it very difficult for everyone to plagiarize. Now tell about this statement. Again, the contradictory message came, true or false. So how a message can be true and the same message can be false? This is a big question mark. And for this, we have to apply our ethics. That is why I have shared this information with you, and you think, all of you think in this regard, and while teaching to your student, you also give this message that internet is the creator as well as destroyer both. So create the information, you destroy yourself by using that information, because there are several consequences. If you are misusing the e-resources, you are misusing the e-content, if you are misusing the e-document, whoever has published, whoever has developed, but we should give respect to the real author, original author, then only, and there should not be any direct copying. Yes, the quotations, definitions, etc. can be given directly. You cannot change the quotation of a person, scientist or the author. You cannot change the definition of that publishing house or that person or that author. So you can write as it is, but other things you manage in your own language, and don't forget to give citation, etc. So these are some of the tips which are very essential for content development, as I am sharing with you. And this is the volume of work as per the SWAM platform, and that a course or paper should be in this format. One course per paper should be equal to 30 to 35 module, and module of 40 hours of lecture should be there. So one course per paper, 30 to 35 module, and 40 hours lecture should be there. Total module should be 16 into 35 equal to 560 modules should be there for all 4 quadrant, etc. So in each quadrant, each 4 courses will be there. Total 16 module will be there, and 35 out of this 35, you multiply 16 to 35, then it becomes 560, and 40 hours you calculate how much hours will be there. So when you talk about the module, one module equal to one topic per lecture. Okay, one topic per lecture, which comprises of e-text, that is textual material, self-learning, that is audio or video component, then self-assessment, that is questions, learn more, further reference material, etc. So you have to apply at a time of planning when you are thinking, and you are thinking to develop your own e-content. Then this is some of the point I have shown you. I could that SWAM platform was not opened, otherwise I could have shown you some more things, and these are some abstract from that type of platform I have taken out, and which is made available in front of you. So course per paper, one course per paper, 30 to 35 modules, total module 560, and one module equal to one topic of lecture. Then e-text, what the module consists of? The module consists of e-text, self-learning, self-assessment, and these all we have discussed in the beginning at the design phase and implementation phase. We have already discussed in detail about this analysis, design, implementation, evaluation, development, and testing phase, etc. So until and unless all the 4 stages are complete, you cannot say that e-content is developed. And see the next slide. This slide, it is though not visible, some problem was there in copying it from this page. So just let me tell you what are the information. This information is the 4 quadrant we are talking about. So number 8, development of innovating pedagogy, the design of new curriculum, then MOOCs, then e-content. These 4 quadrants are there. For each and every quadrant, you have to write papers, you have to write content, and when you are writing the paper, writing the content, writing the study materials, etc., you will get marks. That this is claimed score, then this is inclusion number. Claimed score means for each quadrant how many marks you are going to claim as per the UGC when you are going to apply for the post other than the stage 1. From stage 1 to stage 2, when you are going, this type of thing you have to fill up. Stage 2 to stage 3, stage 3 to stage 4, or from assistant professor to associate professor, when you are going, you will get the point for this particular 4 quadrants. How many points you are going to secure, all will be recorded for your API, and this is very, very important. So for MOOCs, it is clearly mentioned, development of corporate MOOCs, 4 quadrants, 4 credit course, and you have to fill up all those points, and at the end you will accumulate many points. And as you know, that if you want to become a professor in the open post, you should have 120 points. If you want to become a professor under CAS, you should have 110 points. And there are 6 phases here. Out of this phase, at least from 3 phase you must get the marks. Otherwise, if you are getting marks from only 2 phase, then you are not going to be called for the selection interview. Forget about the selection. You are not going to call for interview. And if you are minimum 3 phase, you must fulfill the 3 criteria. Then only you will be found eligible. So if you are writing the content, if you are designing the content, then this become easy for all of you. At this moment, there are few person in our country from Assam, from India. Assam also there may be only few which can be counted. I don't have any information till now who has contributed, but certainly there will be, and very soon each and every person will be contributing towards the 4 quadrant, towards the development of MOOC course, and one day the MOOC will be going to become the compulsory and mandatory aspect of our teaching and in undergraduate level as well as postgraduate level, because government is giving more emphasis, and this lockdown has shown a way or path to the government to think in this regard, that the people are successful in designing such type of activity, doing such type of activity. So let us convert ourselves, let us transfer ourselves, switch of ourselves to this technology and to this area. With this, I want to just show you the pictures of the ebook readers. These are some of the pictures of ebook readers which I have mentioned. This is the Kindle. This is the cheapest one, and there are many more make, that is Apple Macintosh, Sony, Samsung, Videocon, and many companies are there, and which can store and can be used as ebook reader. And this is the best resource, best platform to reading the books. Here, the less radiations are coming. Those radiations will not affect your eyes, and your eyes will be also cool down mode always. But I'm not saying that no radiation is coming from this and no harm to the eyes. Yes, there may be harm, but harm will be just minimum if you compare with the laptop, desktop, or this mobile device. So these devices create more harm, gives more harm to the people. Others are giving less harm. These are one of the important feature, and prices are also competitive. Prices are there, 4,000 onwards you will get in the market. You will go to the Amazon.com, go to Flipkart.com, you will get lots of information on this. You see it, search it, and I am sure many of you may be using this, and those who are using, you know its importance. Here, inbuilt dictionaries are there, where you are going through the text, going through the sentence, you are unable to understand the meaning of a particular word. You just click that word, you will get the meaning of that. You can save that word, and it will be saved in the notebook, that area, places, specific places there. You can bookmark also, that today you have read up to 30 pages. Next day when you open, it will open from 31 page. It will not open from 30 page. That type of facilities are there. You can, fonts are in smaller size. You can increase the font size according to your convenience. You can decrease if it is bigger in size. You can decrease the font size according to your convenience. So all possibilities are there. All features are there, which are really in towards true sense. It can be usable. We say that books are friend, philosopher, and guide. So really, the books will be friend, philosopher, and guide if you are using such type of devices in the coming days. But one thing I would like to share, one message from this podium platform to all of you: you purchase any of the device as per your requirement. You may purchase, but whenever if you think you want to purchase, don't purchase the Chinese product made in China. Purchase anything outside made in China. That will be additional feature, as we are now boycotting the Chinese products in this way or other way. And this is the picture of future of the library. So library is going to be in this mode when this 5G technology will be completely utilized in the library or completely used in the library. Then the library will be maintained by the robots, or everything will be in the electronic form, digital form, and all the contents will be in this format only. So this is the with this, let me conclude. And I have tried to give you many things since yesterday to till date, since last class to till class. In last class, as I told you, I have discussed about the e-learning, e-content, nature of e-content, features of e-content, forms of e-content development. Today, I have discussed the forms, these pages of different development, etc. And I hope that you will be surely benefited. Only thing is that you use it, practice it, try it, and don't forget, you try to write the content, try to create the content, and that will be really useful for you as well as for the all academic society, and basically the students of undergraduate level and postgraduate level. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. And if you want, just as Dr. Gauri-Shankar Karpkar has told me that there may be some creativity should be given to the student. So in the form of creativity, just I have noted down just 2 or 3 points. So create or develop any content of your choice of your subject and prepare a video of 2 to 3 minutes, selecting your course from your own domain, and think the target audience will be whether the PG student or the school student or the college student, and what syllabus you are going to cover. So according to your requirement, you make a video to 2 to 3 minutes and submit it to the organizer. They will test it, they will verify it, what is the whether you have understood it properly or not. And this is the creativity I wanted to share with you. So thank you very much to the organizer, to all of you, and especially Dr. Dipjyoti Barman and Gauri-Shankar Karpkar and all the participants who have attended this program. So thank you very much to all of you. And if there is any question, we may go for that.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So now the session is open for the participants. So if you have any queries or interaction, please ask. You may ask us.
So I have unmuted all the participants. So they may unmute themselves and ask the question directly to Dr. Singh sir.
Hello. Good morning to all. Hello.
Yes, yes, I'm listening.
Singh sir, myself from Kokrajhar. My name is Dr. Rajiv Kumar Saha.
Yeah.
You know me personally.
Yeah,
I think. I just want to. There is no question. I think the content you have delivered, that is very much awesome, and it is very much interesting. Just I want to arise a point, that is, do you think this kind of e-learning system are creating the difference between poor students and that means for economically poor students and capable students, that means economically capable students, as many people are still living under BPL? So in this situation, so do you think that there is creating a gap between the poor students? Or
okay. Complete it, then I will answer.
Yes.
Anything more?
This is the point, sir.
No.
Nothing, sir.
Yeah. Yes, you have asked the pertinent question, and we are facing this thing from since this has been started, and there are several debate on this going on at different platform, that whether we are making a digital divide in between the poor student and this rich student, or the student having with all modern technology, and a student who is under the BPL, they cannot afford such type of tools. That is a big question we are getting. If you remember, just last week, I think about 10 days, maybe maximum 10 days back, one news was published in the Assam Tribune that 56% of the students, poor students, are the 56% students are very poor and who cannot afford these tools. It was published in the Assam Tribune. I don't remember the date, but last 10 days paper, if you search it, you will get this information. And this message was for all over India, not only for the state of Assam. So basically, they have discussed about that regarding the availability of tools for the poor student. Now, the question here is that though the government, as I told you, that without infrastructure, without proper planning, we are implementing, our government is implementing many things. So whatever comes to our way, see, this credit system and grading system, don't take it otherwise, and semester system in 2001, it was imposed on us. So just it was being implemented in other parts of the world. So why India is lagging behind? So it should be in India also. So without doing any homework, without doing any right exercise, etc., it was imposed on each and every college. And you see, the college has to run from post to pillar for knowing about the subjects, about what is this credit system, grading system, what is semester system. I myself have delivered visited more than 25-30 colleges in the state of Assam, discussing on this area in the 2001 to 2010, something like that. I remember when this was imposed, and myself, along with our honorable sir, now he's vice chancellor of Nalbari, this ancient university. So Deepak Kumar Sharma, he was Professor Deepak Sharma. He was during that time this director CDC. So with him, I have visited many colleges for discussing this type of thing about the semester system and this. So this is one of the problems we are facing in our country. Without going to the depth, without having the proper infrastructure, we try to implement this. So this type of thing, again, this time has happened that without having the proper infrastructure, we have just government has announced that go for online learning, online classes, etc. Now you have not thought about the poor student. You have not thought about the electricity 24/7 electricity. You have not thought about the minimum requirement availability of these tools, this gadget or whatever you call it, this laptop, desktop or the tablet or even the smartphone to the poor students or any students. You have not thought about this thing, bandwidth of the speed of the internet. Simply there should be online classes. So what happened? How many students are attending the classes? Let me tell you example. We are conducting the classes every day, one class in MLSC second semester and one class in MLSC fourth semester through the Google Classroom and Google Meet. And not a single day we have found that all students are present. Why? Some of the students, one or two students are saying that signal or karne. So if that type of student statement is coming, then how can you imagine? So he is having device, but he is not getting the signal properly. In just when this Amphan came, so the entire country was disturbed with the network connectivity. He also suffered at least in one class. I could not say a single word to the participant. Five colleges where this online program was going on. As my picture was visible, as I started talking, it was disappearing. Then I switched off my video, even my voice was not going. So that type of things are there. That means we are lagging behind in the infrastructure development. So first of all, the government should take initiative to prepare the infrastructure. From government side, you try to give the minimum infrastructure to everybody. So I was shocked to see that 2 students, class 10 students, has to commit suicide for not attending the classes, not appearing in the online classes. One is from Assam, another is from Kerala. And Assam, when this incident took place, the very next day in one of the districts of Assam, about 50 smartphone was distributed free of cost to the Gaon Budhas. For what purpose that I don't know, but I got a news in the newspaper that in somewhere in Golaghat district or somewhere, I think, I don't remember the district. So it was 50 smartphone were distributed to the Gaon Budhas from the government. So why don't you think, I'm not saying why you have distributed, you distributed, but side by side, you think you are giving the entire course free education. You're trying to give free education to the student, even at the college level, university level, student need not pay. Why don't you provide at least one infrastructure, one mobile, a smartphone, cheaper smartphone to the needy people, or those people who are from the BPL background. So that is the government issue. Now, from academician point of view, let me share just few seconds that we the teachers are all working in the colleges and the university. We are highly paid. We are getting good salary in comparison to other people of the society. So we have seen that many of our colleagues are changing their devices, that is a smartphone, after 6 months, after 6 months, or at least 1 year. So this time I request that when you are exchanging your mobile phone, smartphone, don't exchange it for how much you are getting, 3,000 or 4,000 rupees you are getting the exchange offer. So just leave that 3,000, 4,000 rupees, you purchase the new mobile phone for you, those who are having it of this, and just keep that mobile phone, and you can distribute that mobile phone to the needy people, those who are actual need of students.
This is a very good idea.
In your locality, that will solve the problem. I think that is the only way till the government takes care. But from our point of view, from our academic side, we can think in that regard so that the poor people can be brought into the limelight of each one. And there should not be any digital divide among them. And there should not be any further suicide among the students. That is why, as Rajiv has asked this question, I wanted to express in detail. That is why I have taken some time. Thank you. Anything more?
Thank you, sir. Nothing,
Sir,
thanks,
sir.
Yes, I'm listening. I am listening, please.
Unmute yourself again and then ask.
Okay. Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sir, one thing I want to ask is that during this pandemic situation, there are many individuals, there are many organizations, associations who are actually personally uploading lots of e-content in their YouTube channels. So, before uploading those things, so don't you think, or don't we think that there should be some benchmark or standards which need to be assessed because all the e-contents will be available to throughout the world basically whenever we upload those things in YouTube. So don't you think, sir, that there should be some benchmark, or is there any organizations or is there any authority which will check those things? That is, sir, first. That is my first question, sir.
Thank you very much. This is again pertaining question, and let me tell you, I think I don't remember the date. In the last part of July, there is this type of webinar will be conducted. Workshop is going to be conducted in Bengal, and one of the colleges conducting, and they have invited me to talk in this area, that fake misinformation and fake documents, fake news, etc. So see, I'm looking for that also. I'm trying to prepare for that also. So that's why I'm able to answer you properly. So what we have seen that there are many news, as we claim that YouTube channel is the widest and maximum used online platform or web resources which gives information on any area. In last session, I was also talking about that. It's true. But side by side, again, let me come to the main point, ethics. Where is our ethics? Where is the fair use? Being an academician or being any person, if they are uploading anything which are misguiding the society, which are sending wrong message to the society, that type of thing should not be accepted. But there are always, you will find, if there is advantage, there is good disadvantage also. Newton's third law, all of you know it, every action has its equal and opposite reaction. So when there is good, there is bad also. So in all the society will find good element and bad element. So there are always the antisocial elements who always try to pull the leg. They are not doing himself or herself, but they are trying to pull the legs, and their mentality of this type of things. So they try to upload this type of things, distorted things, or having misinformation, no authenticity, etc. So at this moment, when you are getting downloaded anything from the platform which is not known to you, so you should ignore it, because the brand is important. The quality matters. And at individual level, anybody can upload anything, anybody can put. You cannot ask anybody, you cannot stop anybody, because everybody has a right. But if they are misusing the information, then you can point it out. If they are copying the information, or if they are using the slang word or some other things, they are uploading it, etc., then that could be brought into the cyber crime, etc., and that type of people can be punished. But there is no way out. Only the ethics will be the answer for that. And you cannot step. As I told you just today, is that since morning, the Gauhati University sites were hacked for several times. What is the need of hacking the site? Okay, but there are some antisocial people who are always in front of doing things. They feel amazed, they feel excitement in doing such type of things. So we cannot stop that type of thing. Only quality matters, and we should always go for branded things, and from renowned publishing house only, or renowned university, institution, association, etc. But again, you cannot say that somebody is using any institution name and they are producing that type of thing. So there is no way out. Only the ethics will be there. So don't believe. Don't share that information, don't believe that information, and ignore such type of activities. That is the only solution at this moment. But time is coming when that type of thing will be also checked. Yes, next, I think I have tried to answer your question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, sir, my second question is that, sir, many times my concept on MOOCs, then SWAYAM and NPTEL always overlaps. So can you please simply define what is MOOC, what is SWAYAM, and what is NPTEL? Sir, in simple way.
Yeah, see, we have talked about MOOC, we have talked about SWAYAM, we have talked about NPTEL. So these are all coming under the SWAYAM. So there are many agencies, government agencies are there, which have given CEC, consortium is there, So there is looked after by the agency. So under that, this SWAYAM platform, this NPTEL, this MOOC, the NCRT, and many more things are coming under this activities. Okay, and all activities are to impart education, disseminate information. This NPTEL is basically related to engineering technology. Okay, so for the undergraduate courses for engineering technology like chemical engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, go to the NPTEL site, you will find the information related to documents related to the engineering documents, etc. When you go for MOOCs, MOOCs is also same. Under MOOCs, as I was talking about, 4 quadrants are there. You can develop your course under MOOCs. This EPG Pathshala, under this only EPG Pathshala is there. That is developed by the. You will find under the. You go to the influminate.ac.in under MOOCs. You will find EPG Pathshala. I have shown you the picture. This write up the content of EPG Pathshala. So more or less all are government initiative for imparting educations. Only names are different. NPTEL for engineering, MOOCs for all, the EPG Pathshala for all branches of knowledge like that. Okay.
Thank
you
you.
go to
Thank
the
you.
MOOCs SWAYAM platform. I could not show you, it was not open. Otherwise, I could have shown you everything.
Okay,
So I'm
sir.
sorry
Okay,
for
sir.
that page could not be open.
Sir, last question, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
can you say something on Project Gutenberg? And I want to ask whether it is free to all. Project Gutenberg.
It is free to all. More than 60,000 documents are there, and it is completely free. Here also different subjects of all branches are try to give an full text of the books are there, and you can download it free of cost. Only thing is that from my system it could not be opened because my system is having some IDB or some file is missing or it is not linked up. Because of that, it could not be open. Now after this class, I shall try where the problem lies. Otherwise, if your system is up to date and latest system, you can download each and every book, which is completely free, and you can start using for your purpose.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much. And Gutenberg was who? Who has invented this printing? You know it.
Yes, sir.
Gutenberg. So on its name, this project Gutenberg is given.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, any more?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sir, I have one simple question. So we have always given emphasis on the teacher-student relationship, the face-to-face interaction between teacher and students.
Yeah.
But in this online mode, that aspect is somehow neglected. So how to deal with that?
So I cannot say neglected actually. You are opening two devices, I think. Yeah. I cannot say it is neglected because see here the numbers are more. Now at present, let me see, 112 of you are here. Sometimes it is 300, 400 are there. So it is not possible to make. But if you are taking the class, online classes, etc., where 30, 40, 50 students will be there. So in that case, you can see each and everybody face, you can see it, and you can start. I just tell that you just unmute yourself. If you have any clarification, you can ask me immediately. You can see you are asking the question, the student can see you. You can see the student who is answering to you. And this is good. Why good? Because you should not, the student should be always in the, his video and his this audio both should be in the open mode. Otherwise, what happens if it is sound is muted and video is off, whether the student is attending your class or not, he's sitting in front of the system or not, he may be moving here and there, and only his picture is visible to you. Okay, so that makes the difference that whether students are benefited or not. So if it is 40, 50 students, there is then no problem. You ask the student, and if it is video is open, then you can see whether the students are making any noise or he is silently listening your lecture or deliberation, etc. So in the classes, what I prefer, I have to ask the student that you always open your picture as well as you open your sound also, so that if any noises come, that means some student is making some disturbance, etc., and you can make it lively, etc. So that's why I told you, no, to some extent it is possible, but the audience should be smaller in size. Yeah.
Sir,
yes,
will you please repeat the assignment video? Sir, you have given one assignment today.
Assignment, just I had given you to prepare a video of 2 to 3 minutes of your subject. You are if you are a history subject, so related to your subject, you prepare a video where you just, for whom we are preparing. We are preparing for your undergraduate student or the PG student. You determine it. For undergraduate student, what will be the course, what will be the syllabus. You prepare a video of 2 minutes and submit to the organizer, and the organizer will verify and test it. Then how far you are successful. And it is easy nowadays. I'm not talking that you go to the studio and do the recording and prepare the video, etc. So I'm not suggested, just for learning purpose. You just go prepare a small syllabus of 2 minutes and just start giving deliberation, etc. And if you are having some PPT or some other thing, you can upload there. You can take the photograph of that also, and you can submit to the audience, or you can simply describe the text for 2 minutes, etc. That will fulfill the purpose. And actually, this is suggested not by me. This is suggested by the SWAYAM, etc. That if you want to prepare any design, any course content, etc. So in the initial level, if you prepare to 2 or 3 minutes video, then it should be discussed in your department. To the, if it is university, it should be given to the academic council, and then it should be sent to the approval of the academic council. It should be sent to the national coordinator of the SWAYAM, and then they will check it, verified, and then they will give in signal that you can go forward. So that is the system actually. Okay.
Okay,
so
sir.
Now
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Any more?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, myself,
Yes.
Dipanjali, hello. I want to know about the procedure for developing course under through MOOCs, sir. Through MOOCs.
procedure for developing, as I told you, that you prepare a video
Yeah.
in what area you want to prepare a MOOC content or SWAM content, whatever you
Yeah,
call
yeah.
it, or for EPG Pathshala, you just prepare it and just prepare a video of maximum 5 minutes. Here I have given 2 to 3 minutes, but there it is said maximum 5 minutes video, prepare it and get it approved from your, if you're working in the college, then get it approved from your academic community of the college, then academic, this GB, and then send it directly to the, but that college should be, as I told you, that college should be having PG courses as per the SWAM guidelines. The teacher should be having the 5 years of experience, PG experience. Okay. Or you can attach yourself. You can attach yourself with anybody. Okay. So I can submit it. Just attach yourself with any of the person who is having this experience and submit it to the national coordinator of the SWAM. And then they will go through it, they will see the content, they will see its importance, whether it is useful or not, usable or not, for which category it is usable. Then they will take the decision and they will give you green signal, they allow you. Then you will get some fund also. Fund is maximum fund up to 13.5 lakhs of rupees also being given for preparing of such type of courses, such type of classes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anything else?
Okay, so I think there is no question. Okay, once again, sir, thank you very much.
Thank you
for being with us for 2 days in spite of your busy schedule. So once again, on behalf of IQAC Pandu College and all our faculty members, we special thank you for giving us time. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, and thank you,
sir.
Participant. And I request the participant, you practice this. Trial and error method is the best solution, because if you are not using the trial and error method, if somebody will teach you, somebody will show you, and at one go, if you are learning, then next day you may forget it, and then you will face problem. So try to learn yourself. Trial and error method should be applied.